You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
On a Monday night in Muncie, Indiana, we see a fresh start for two teams. Two teams who look to put the woes of last year behind them and write a new chapter this season. But all good stories, they have to start somewhere, and ours begin tonight at Worthen Arena as the Ragin Cajuns of Louisiana take on the Ball State Cardinals on opening night. Good evening, I'm Roen Elbert, joined by LJ Shrieve. Come on, college basketball opening night right here at Worthen Arena. You can't beat it.
Roen, you're exactly right. Smile has been on my face since I woke up this morning knowing that college basketball is back. It just feels different. The air seems different. There's excitement all around the country, jitters in the arenas, and man, it is an exciting time to be alive. Basketball is back, Roen. College sports are electric right now.
They really are, and I'm glad you brought up jitters because both teams have to be feeling it. Ball State, we'll start with them because you're looking at a team that has 10 new faces, only 4 returners. But with the makeup of this team and really everything included, what are the expectations for the Ball State Cardinals in 25-26?
Well, the expectations, Roen, for the Cardinals from the outside looking in, I don't think are extremely high as they are put to finish 9th in the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. And so people don't necessarily expect a whole lot from Coach Lewis's squad, but on the inside, you got to have high hopes. You have a team that's quick, that is athletic, that has length, not necessarily height, but length to them. And so if you can put it together and play together, this team has an opportunity to compete for the MAC championship.
They really do. And here comes the Ball State Cardinals coming out to a roar from the Worthen Arena crowd. Here they come making their entrance to the 2025-2026 season. But LJ, off of that note, this is a Ball State team where you look at the roster, you look at the height. Only one player above 6'7", and that's the freshman Preston Copeland. So LJ, how will Ball State navigate that not only tonight but for the rest of the year?
Yeah, it's going to be something that's brought up in every single matchup they have this season. The difference in height. And the Cardinals, well, that was something that Coach Lewis emphasized, that he wanted a guard, heavy, and centered team, and well, he's got one. One, like you said, most of the time will not have anyone over the height of 6'7" on the court. That is wild to think about in today's age of basketball, and especially in college basketball, let alone even high school ball. You don't see a lot of teams under that. And so the Cardinals are going to have to rely on their athleticism, their quickness, but then also just the teamwork and playing together. If you put those three together, then the height factor won't kill you. But if you don't, boy, it could be tough.
It really can be. And of the 10 new faces for Ball State, 7 of those are transfers. I hate to put you on the spot, LJ, because there are so many to choose from. Who are just some of the transfers for Ball State that you're really excited to watch this upcoming year?
Yeah, I think there's an obvious one with Elmore James that, you know, coming from Ohio. I think there's excitement about him. I'm also very excited for Davion Hill. I'm super curious to see what his role looks like, especially I'm excited about him because he's a little younger. You know, he's not a grad transfer. He's not a senior. He's a redshirt sophomore, and so he's still got a lot of college basketball to be played. And so I'm very curious to see what his role looks like on this team, how he commands the ball, and just necessarily what that play style looks like. You know, you can look at where he's been, so you can watch all the film you want, but when you're brought into a whole new team and a guard-heavy team, what's it look like for the shorter guard that you expect to get a lot of minutes? I don't know. I'm excited to see.
Oh, yeah, that's always a thing that you're very curious about. I'll tell you a couple of guys that really jump off the page to me. Devin Barnes is one. You look back at the Purdue-Fort Wayne game, 18 points in the second half. He'll play a big part in that offense for sure. Then also Caden Fish from Iowa State. This is the guy, he was the first guy to come into this upcoming class for Coach Lewis, and for good reason. I mean, coming from a great program like Iowa State, and to come here, that's a really good get for Coach Lewis and his team.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you know, was in the dance last season, and so has that experience of being around a team that has success like that. And you mentioned it, but he played under Buzz, one of the assistant coaches for the Cardinals in his AAU season. So that was definitely one of the attractions when coming here to Ball State. And so I do think that has an interesting role in his commitment here. But you said it. He was the first one, and so there's a lot of excitement around him.
Let's talk about the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, a first-year head coach in Quantis White. He was really the right-hand man to Calvin Sampson at Houston for a number of years, did great things for them, was one of the best recruiters in the country, finally gets a go at head coach in the SunBelt, and he brings in, if you look at it all in all, 13 new faces for Louisiana. What do you expect from the Ragin Cajuns?
Yeah, what I expect from them is a slower-ish start to the season. Not saying that they're not going to come in here and get a win, but I'm saying just in general, their season, I don't think it'll start on fire because they haven't played with each other for that long. It's been a summer and we're here. A little bit of fall, but we're here. And so they are very new, not saying that they can't have success, but I'm very curious to see how he navigates not only this year's team, but the program as a whole.
Yeah, because for Louisiana, really for both teams, we don't know what to expect. A lot of new faces. How do you think these coaches are navigating that?
Yeah, it's tough, but it's something that every coach around the country has to get used to. That's just the way college basketball is right now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Oh, for sure, because if you would have told someone maybe 5-6 years ago there was a team with 13 new faces, I don't think anyone would believe you.
Yeah, Roen, I think you're exactly right. That would be a shock to many.
And we'll take a quick break. We have the national anthem playing, and when we return, it'll be time for tip-off for the 2025-2026 season for the Ball State Cardinals, taking on the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to our conditioning, our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive car dock maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Basketball, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the arena.
Back at Worthen Arena for opening night as the Ball State Cardinals take on the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner LJ Shrieve. Moments away from tip-off. LJ, I could give you the typical keys to the game question. I want to know, it's opening night, keys to the season for both teams.
Man, Roen, putting the pressure on. I hope I get these right. Keys to the season, first I'm going to start with Louisiana. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate the season, what the culture looks like, and how it is built throughout the season, with the program basically hitting the restart button in the offseason. Keys to the season, I think, is to trust the process, to put it short and sweet. I think that's your way to success, is just trusting the process. If you don't have success early, trust your coaches, trust your teammates, and rely on each other. And And if that's the case, they're going to put together some good wins, some good resume boosters, which will allow one of the best recruiters in the country to do his thing and bring better players in, whether that's from the portal, through high school ball. I think they have a huge opportunity this season to set the bar where it's supposed to be. And then if you look at Ball State's side of things, well, this is a big year for Coach Lewis. Not a whole lot of success last year. And he wants a bounce-back season just as everyone else in this arena does here from Muncie. They want to see a bounce-back season. There's a whole new identity. There's a whole new team. And the key for them, I think, is to get off to a hot start. They have a lot of guys who are quick, athletic, fast. I've already said it a couple times. I'm going to say it multiple more because that's what that team is. That's really all they are. And so with that being said, rely on your athleticism along with your teammates, and as long as they find their identity early and play through and play at that speed, I think they have an opportunity to make it to the MAC championship at the end of the year.
I like that statement, LJ, but I do want to talk about the starting lineups for both teams as they're being introduced right now. Let's talk about the Ball State Cardinals. Running the point, it's Davion Hill, a JUCO product. His first season as a Cardinal, a redshirt sophomore. Then you got number 4, Caden Fish, the Iowa State transfer, another redshirt sophomore, running more of the center position. Then you got the athletic, a guy I'm really excited in Armani Ziegler, number 5, a junior transfer from St. Peter's. Then you got Devin Barnes, number 13, a guard from UTEP transferring in, had 18 points in the exhibition against Purdue-Fort Wayne, rounding out the lineup. One of the 4 returners for Ball State, number 24, Mason Jones, did not start in the exhibition, but now here he is getting the nod to open the year. Now let's talk about Louisiana. Starting off, one of their few returners, Jeremiah Evans, will be running the center position. Then you got Dorian Finister at guard, a Sam Houston State transfer. Darius Woodson also out there, a transfer from North Dakota. Then you also look at Jackson Olvera, one of the better freshmen in the conference of the WCC with Pepperdine last season. And rounding out the lineup, an Oklahoma State transfer, former 4-star prospect, it's Jamyron Keller. We are just about to get started from Worthen Arena. It'll be Jeremiah Evans and Caden Fish to tip it off for their respective squads. You can feel the energy. Basketball season is back on for the Ball State Cardinals and Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. Fish on the left, Evans on the right. Ball State will move left to right, Louisiana right to left. Tip off, and we are underway. It's run by the Cajuns. Dorian Finister takes it across the timeline. He's guarded by Devin Barnes. Controls with the right hand, and he hands off to Keller, the Oklahoma State transfer. He feeds over on the left wing. Inside, looks for Finister. Off of the feed that time from Woodson. A foul is called. A reach-in goes against Barnes of Ball State. Jackson Olvera to inbound for Louisiana on the right side of the basket. He goes to Keller, thought about a left wing 3, carves inside. Barnes picks his pocket for Ball State. Driving to the cup, slips and falls, and a foul is called. It goes against Jamyron Keller of Louisiana.
Cardinals coming quick down to the other side. A hard fall there. And unfortunate, it looked like he was ready to take off, Roen.
Devin Barnes, we saw it in the warm-ups. He's a guy that he can really get up there. Maybe we had our first highlight-worthy play. We're just getting started here, folks. About 20 seconds gone, no score yet. Hill to inbound on the baseline. The handoff from Fish back over to Hill. He's stripped away by Evans of Louisiana. Dorian Finister, the Sam Houston State transfer, takes it back up. He feeds to Olivera on the perimeter. Keller back with it, top of the key, swings the rock to the right wing with Olivera, guarded by Ziegler. Handing off the perimeter is Louisiana, kind of working the perimeter down, getting as much pass as possible in that respect. Jeremiah Evans at the top of the key, hands off Keller, straight away, 3, swirls out. It's inhaled by Hill of Ball State. Now Ziegler on the breakaway for the Cardinals, goes glass, swirls out once more. Louisiana going quick the other way. It's 5-on-4. Ziegler falls behind. Olvera drives baseline for the Cajuns. Guarded up by Jones, has to go outside, throws it out of bounds on the near baseline. Cardinals get possession.
Miscommunication there on the offensive side for Louisiana. An ugly start for both. A missed layup after a phenomenal in and out move with the left hand from Ziegler. Leaves it a bit too hard off the glass, and we remain at 0.
We have a change already. Davion Laverne checks in for Jamyron Keller. Caden Fish on the high post for Ball State, right wing. Hands off straight away, Ziegler. He's double teamed. Someone has to be open for the Cardinals. Near corner, it's Hill. His three-pointer too long. Louisiana back the other way, about a minute and a half gone. No score. Olvera in a jam. Bouncer to the far wing. It's Evans for Louisiana. Backs down on Fish. Spin move, puts one up, gets it through. The first points of the season for Louisiana belong to Jeremiah Evans, 2-0 Cajuns.
Phenomenal footwork down low, very patient too, just puts it right over Fish. A soft touch from the big man.
Caden Fish, top of the key, he hands off. It's Davion Hill. Ziegler controls left wing. The bounce pass on the far wing to Fish. Straight away, Hill swings the rock right side. It's intercepted by Laverne. Fast break. Finister slams it through for Louisiana off of the long pass. 4-0 Cajuns. Devin Barnes takes up for Ball State. Again, they move left to right on your radio dial. Left wing Armani Ziegler. Another double team for Louisiana. Wide open Jones, top of the key. Feed to the near wing for Davion Hill. Cardinals reset with 10 on the shot clock. Ziegler controls. Just 5 on the clock. He's at the Cardinal logo. A deep three from Barnes. Gets it through. Devin Barnes.
Wow. Are you kidding me, Roen? First points of the season, and Devin Barnes at the end of the shot clock. Why not?
Barnes gets the scoring started for Ball State. How about that? Perfect way to do so. Jackson Olvera swings across left side. Laverne, a three-pointer, unable to respond. Finister gets the rebound for the Cajuns. Another response from 3 with Olvera off the side of the rim, inhaling the misses Davion Hill. It's 5-on-4 for the Cardinals. Mason Jones carves his way to the cup. Far corner Ziegler gets a man to miss. Right wing swings it out. Hill, his three-pointer, gets it. Cardinals back-to-back threes, 6-4 Ball State.
Very fluid and smooth ball movement from the Cardinals. A bright start.
This Worthen Arena crowd loving it so far. Dorian Finister. He dishes over to Laverne at the top of the key, guarded by Ziegler. Jeremiah Evans comes with a screen to his right. Laverne hands off to Olvera on the right wing. He's guarded by Ziegler. Drives in with the left hand, has it stripped away. Ziegler, the shot clock is expiring. He saves it from going out of bounds. So Davion Hill, he resets for Ball State in a 6-4 Cardinal lead. About 15 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Davion Hill had the 3 on the last possession. Ziegler has it stripped away by Finister, trying to go into the paint. And the whistle is blown. We have our first time out here. Ball State gets it for the Cardinals. So Ball State able to get that off before possession is changed. 6-4. Cardinals, they're hot early from 3.
Yeah, all they needed to see is one go in, I guess, because then they had some fluent offense. Swung to a wide open 3 there from Davion Hill, who knocked it down.
Yeah, because what we saw was Devin Barnes, that deep 3 at the buzzer. That was so huge. And then you go to Davion Hill. Man, Ball State early letting it deep.
Yeah, it's not what I expected, Roen, for the first 6 points to look like. But nevertheless, they were able to knock down their shots, and one of them was open. The other was very rushed and just a very big-time clutch shot at the end of the shot clock. Even though it's early, that's still a very, very big shot, because that first minute and a half was very slow for the Cardinals offensively and did not look very good.
Yeah, also, Louisiana, they went with a lot of trap defense, a lot of double teams. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, they did a great job at that, Roen. That's something that I would expect to see throughout the rest of this game. Whenever someone was screened on the ball, they would hedge that, but then they would trap off the hedge and swarm, which just forced the Cardinals to go backwards every time. They were not able to find the open man at all. And so I think with that, it's just any defense that's doing that, all they're trying to do is force turnovers at the end of the day. They're trying to speed you up, trying to speed up a team that wants to go a little slower, or they're trying to speed up a team that doesn't necessarily have great vision. So with that being said, Cardinals struggled with it in the first 90 seconds. Now they've settled in, been able to move the ball. And once you move the ball, you always have an open man if you're collapsing off a screen like that. And so starting to figure it out, Cardinals offense looked like they were, but it's not like Louisiana looks bad.
No, not at all. At least from my perspective, it looks like they're kind of trying to take away Caden Fish.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Caden Fish was swarmed every time he touched the ball, but then they also went at Caden Fish when Fish was down low, isolized on the post, and they took advantage and got a bucket.
Out of the timeout we go. 6-4 Ball State over Louisiana off of a couple of three-pointers from Devin Barnes and Davion Hill. The Ball State Cardinals today wearing their white jerseys with the red lettering. It's red cursive lettering on the front, brand new look for them. Louisiana with the all black with gray lettering and red naming as well. Some changes are made. Louisiana comes in with Todd Jones at the break. Joshua Lewis also out there, the highest ranked recruit in Louisiana history, brought in by Quantus White. Here's the handoff with Collins. The bounce over to Jones for the Cajuns. Cajuns going right to left. Keller, he hands off left side to Laverne. He lasers back over to Keller straight away. 5 on the shot clock. Feed inside, a jumper for Laverne. Gets it through. They even it up at 6.
Yeah, that was a nice shot with the hand in his face, but I'm not sure you could have got a better look right there off the brush screen. A smart shot for Louisiana.
Armani Ziegler on the right wing, guarded closely by Keller. Feeds over to Jawan Maxey. Now Elmore James top of the key, the Ohio transfer into the game for the first time. Caden Fish straight away. Looks inside for Jones. Nobody there. Taken away by the Cajuns. Moving quickly, it's Keller on the near wing. He goes back outside for Louisiana. Just under 15 minutes to go in this first half. It's 6-6 our score. Cam Denson, who is also checked in, guards up front for Ball State. The Long Beach State transfer for the Cardinals. The dump off to Todd Jones, guarded by Maxey. A screen. Now moving inside is Mike Collins. He travels on his way to the paint. Ball State makes a couple of changes off of the dead ball. Davion Hill and Mason Jones back in for Armani Ziegler and Caden Fish.
The Cardinals have played some very solid defense these past couple of possessions, not letting up very many shots, especially inside the three-point line, not giving them any looks to that.
Here we go, Davion Hill straight away, drives in with the left hand. He's on the far wing, he's trapped, has to go back outside. Cam Denson, Elmore James to the cup. He's double teamed, gets it to fall and one. Welcome to Muncie, Elmore James. Count it and the foul.
That's an aggressive take right there. And not only an aggressive take, but a strong finish. The ability to put that up with contact.
Yeah, you love to see it. Elmore James, the last 3 seasons spent as an Ohio Bobcat. He knows all about the Mid-American Conference. Jackson Olvera checks back in for Mike Collins of Louisiana. Elmore James gets it to fall. It's 9-6 Cardinals with over 14 minutes to go and some change in the first half. Going across the timeline is Jamiron Keller, the Oklahoma State transfer for Louisiana. Ball State hot early with a 9-6 lead. Keller guarded by Hill of Ball State, setting up a play. Shot clock is halfway gone. They go top of the key with Todd Jones, the big man. He hands off left side to Lewis, has it stripped away by Elmore James. Cam Denson now controls for Ball State. Across the timeline, it's Jawan Maxey for the Cardinals. He's double teamed on the right arc. Back outside, Davion Hill, left wing 3, count it! His second 3, Davion Hill on fire. Ball State doubling up on Louisiana. Back in control, it's Joshua Lewis of Louisiana, the highest ranked freshman recruit in Cajun history. Olvera controls on the left corner. Feed inside for Jones. He's double teamed, swinging to the rock. Far corner. Laverne swirls out. Elmore James has it for Ball State off of the board. Davion Hill now controls. James carving his way to the cup, goes glass just off the mark. He was guarded by a sea of black going to the rim. Back in transition is Louisiana. Controlling right now is Keller. Sets up a play. He switched on to Elmore James. Back outside, Joshua Lewis. He swings it out. Olvera on the left wing. Loses a shoe in the process. Has to go out to the far corner with Laverne. Gets a man to miss. Goes up and under to the glass. Gets the shot in off of the glass. Ball State wanted a double dribble or a travel. They're not going to get it, but the official does have a stoppage in play for a substitution with Darius Woodson checking in for Joshua Lewis.
Yeah, that looked like an extra step on a step through. I'm all about a good step through, especially to a traditional Indiana basketball fan. They might not be too familiar with a step through, not super fundamental, but that one did look a little long.
It definitely did. The whole Ball State bench erupted immediately as Davion Hill controls in a 12-8 ball game in favor of the Cardinals. Juwan Maxey, left wing three, off the back iron. Cam Denson can't get the long rebound for Ball State. It's controlled by Jeremiah Evans, who just checked back in. Dorian Finister on the right wing, thought about a three, swings back out to Olvera. Top of the key, Keller carves inside, nearly has it stripped, gets it back, puts it up with a floater, swirls out. Cam Denson the rebound for Ball State. Davion Hill in control for the Cardinals, gets a screen from Cam Denson on the left wing. Denson now with it off a pick and roll, puts it up, foul on the floor, goes against the Cajuns. And a timeout on the floor, looks like a media timeout with 11:44 to go in the first half. The Ball State Cardinals with a 12-8 lead over Louisiana. We're going to take one quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Hey Cardinal fans, this is Connor Onion, play-by-play broadcaster with Fox Sports, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. Chirp, chirp.
Thank you, Connor. We're back with Ball State basketball against Louisiana on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. We're back in what is a 12-8 Ball State lead over Louisiana, 11:44 to go in the first half. Cardinals have possession out of a media timeout. But, man, this is a Cardinal team that maybe not many people were expecting the way they've played so far, but with a lot of energy, and the deep ball has been so good.
Yeah, they have shot the ball very, very well. It's been lights out from downtown, and they've been fluent. Also, defensively, very, very strong. They've been great communicating, a lot of switches, but they've been able to stay in front of their men. All this to say, Louisiana is only down 4, so they are absolutely still in this game. They haven't looked necessarily as great, but I also think they've been a little more consistent. The Cardinals a little streaky on the offensive end.
Oh, for sure. It's been big play after big play for Ball State. They inbound on the right side of the court, right side of the basket with Davion Hill. The 5 that Ball State has out there is Mason Jones, Jawan Maxey, Cam Denson, Elmore James IV, and Davion Hill, who inbounds. He's guarded by Jeremiah Evans on the inbound. To the far corner, we're starting with Cam Denson walking the tightrope. He's out of bounds on the far baseline.
Yeah, that's the right call. That was a good one there from the official. Seemed like he caught it a little late, but looked like his heel skimmed that out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, talk about skinning the cat. Maybe a little bit too much there. Louisiana back in control at the top of the key with Woodson. He hands off to Dorian Finister, guarded by Mason Jones. A little bit of a mismatch for the Cajuns. He drives in with the right hand, right side of the mid-range area. Back outside Woodson, his three-pointer. It's able to go in, takes about 3 swirls before it gets to fall. 12-11 Ball State. Davion Hill for the Cardinals looks for the response. He has 6 points. He was double-teamed, goes out to Cam Denson on the right wing. The handoff to Jawan Maxey. Evans was back on him. He throws it away, out of bounds on the baseline. Looking for Davion Hill. Couldn't get him. A great stand for Louisiana.
And again, that's why they do that. That's why they hedge and then trap the screens, because it forces mistakes that you learn when you're in kindergarten. You can't throw the ball on the other side of the court and then go get it. It's a backcourt violation, and that's what the Cardinals just did.
Here we go. Jeremiah Evans backing down Cam Denson on the near block. Tries to put one up. He has 2 points already. Denson strips it away, goes out of bounds, goes to Ball State on the possession. How about Cam Denson getting physical?
Physical may even be an understatement, Roen. I mean, oh my goodness. All over the ball, clean too. That's great defense.
Guarding him like a blanket that time, especially a player of Jeremiah Evans' caliber. Jawan Maxey takes it up the floor for Ball State, gives to Armani Ziegler at the top of the key, tries to push off of Olvera in the paint, back outside Denson. Left wing three, book it! Cam Denson, 15-11 Ball State.
Another 3 for the Cardinals. They are hot from beyond the arc.
That's the 4th three-pointer for the Cardinals today. Ziegler tries to go away with it. It's out of bounds off of Olvera for Louisiana. He intercepted it, goes off of Olvera in the end towards the near side of the court. A change made for Ball State. Devin Barnes comes in for Jawan Maxey. 15-11 Ball State, just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. Davion Hill, 6 points already. He takes it up. He's been the maestro of the Cardinals' offense so far. He's guarded by Keller. Lobs up on the left side to Cam Denson on the arc. They hand off to Mason Jones, left wing. He gets tripped up, has to go back outside. Ziegler drives in with the left hand on the block. Spins out, Denson on the right wing. Near corner, Jones gets a man to miss with the jump, draws a foul. Mason Jones had a driving lane right there, but the foul on Louisiana with Evans.
Louisiana foul near the baseline.
Yeah, Mason Jones, someone that's not necessarily going to show up on the stat sheet, but a player that's always going to give it his all, play hard. He's a smart player, 3rd year now under Lewis and in the program. So understanding how to be a better and better collegiate basketball player, not only in the MAC, but then in these out-of-conference games.
Yeah, like when I talked to Coach Lewis a few weeks back, he was telling me, man, Mason Jones' effort, I wish it was contagious. Davion Hill inbounds to Mason Jones on the far corner. They do reset with Ziegler. He's at the top of the key. A screen from Barnes doesn't go anywhere. They defer back to the right side with Davion Hill. Reset straight away, juggles the ball with 10 on the shot clock. Intercepted by Keller as he passes it on his knees. Going coast to coast, and a hard foul by Cam Denson. There'll be 2 at the line for Louisiana for Jamyron Keller.
It's those kind of turnovers that you just can't have. And over in the back a couple of possessions ago, and then that one where you just dribble it off your own foot, knee, whatever that was, you can't have it. It's sloppy offense. So you have the fluent threes, but then, you know, you go the next possession and you're getting trapped and you're so frantic and you don't know what to do. You just turn it over. It's the inconsistency so far has been there, for the Cardinals. And then on the other side, Louisiana, although the Cardinals have hit some threes and moved the ball well, they're getting what they want. They're trapping. They're forcing turnovers. And at the end of the day, that's what you want on defense, and they're showing a lot of effort offensively, just haven't been able to find their rhythm yet.
Keller is able to go 2 for 2 from the line for Louisiana. A barrage of changes made for the Cajuns. We see Laverne check in. Also for the first time today, Karis Bilal for Louisiana, the transfer from Vanderbilt. Ball State has Caden Fish check in for Mason Jones. 15-13 Cardinals. Davion Hill across the timeline, left to right for Ball State. He controls right wing. A screen to his left from Denson. Doesn't land home, though. On the near block, goes to the far side with Barnes. Drives baseline. Caden Fish dives for it as the pass got away. Back on his knees, goes out to Armani Ziegler. 5 on the shot clock. Drives to the cup. Up, under, and in. Armani Ziegler gets it done. 17-13 for Ball State, the lead. Davion Laverne on the left side of the court, going right to left for Louisiana. Jackson Olvera controls straight away. Louisiana playing slow. Now Olvera cuts in. Goes back outside to Laverne. Back Olvera straight away, guarded by Fish. Tries to drive on him into a double team. He's in the paint, nowhere to go. Right side, Woodson, a three-pointer, cans it. Darius Woodson silenced the crowd. It's 17-16, still in the Cardinals' favor.
Woodson fired up about that one. And that's a big shot once again. Shot clock winding down, offense unable to figure it out. Woodson bails him out.
Caden Fish at the top of the key. He gives to Armani Ziegler. A screen to the right from Fish. Ziegler swings right side. Barnes drives on the baseline. He's in a jam. Has to go back outside to Cam Denson on the left wing. Drives to the cup and draws a foul off of Todd Jones on the shot. Cam Denson will shoot 2 in a 17-16 Ball State advantage. Exactly 8 minutes to go on the clock. And a timeout is called on Ball State's side. So for the Cardinals now, in a 17-16 lead, Louisiana, they're starting to gain some traction. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's their defense. It starts with the defense and ends with the defense. They're forcing turnovers, and they get a layup, and then the next possession, they force a bad shot. They get the layup, they get a shot, and then they get bailed out from the three-pointer. That was just a nice sidestep, found room to release, and they knocked it down. And so I still haven't necessarily seen a consistent offense from Louisiana yet, but I mean, we're only 12 minutes into the season, so you don't necessarily expect that. They're figuring it out, but defense, they have looked very, very good. Really, both teams have.
It's crazy to think to me, LJ, that we look into a matchup and it's like, okay, we're 12 minutes in, maybe we want to see more, but we're 12 minutes into a season. That's wild to me.
It is wild. Not only is it wild, but it's the truth, Roen.
Yeah.
We're 12 minutes in, and both these teams have stuff to be proud about. Obviously, there's going to be things that they haven't necessarily liked or they want back, this or that, but that's going to happen, especially early in the season. Defense, I think, is where you can control things for the most part. You can control your effort. You can control how hard you're guarding the guy that you're supposed to be matched up with. You're communicating. Defense is where you can control the most. And both teams have done a really good job of that.
Oh, for sure. The turnovers, though, are interesting. Ball State 7 turnovers already. Louisiana 6. I remember a phrase I heard from the legendary Frank Vogel. He always said, usually the first team to 12 turnovers ends up losing the game. And right now, both teams are about halfway there.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you have two teams that are going to play really hard and aggressive defense, well, the turnovers probably will ramp up early. And then go ahead, add in the factor that this is game number 1 of the season with two teams that have a whole lot of new faces. Well, then, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of turnovers already halfway there. That's a good pull there from the legendary coach himself, Frank Vogel.
Oh, yeah, NBA champion there. We're still in the media timeout. Ball State 17, Louisiana 16. I want to highlight one player in particular for the Cardinals. Davion Hill, leading the team in scoring with 6, has 2 rebounds himself, however, 3 turnovers. But Davion Hill, he's it seems to me at least he's the point guard of this team. He's kind of the captain of the offense in a sense.
Yeah, I agree, and he's not necessarily the traditional point guard, but he's a little stockier, but he's very quick. He has some bounce to his game as well. Explosive, but we've seen already he's hit 2 threes, and so he can shoot it from beyond the arc as well. He's a dynamic player for the Cardinals this season, and it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to utilize him.
Here we got Cam Denson shooting 2 free throws out of the media timeout. The first one's able to fall. Cam Denson, what a ride he's had at the collegiate level. Starting in 2020 at Odessa Community College, ended up at Triton Community College the next year. For 3 seasons, played D1 at Pacific. Last season at Long Beach State. Had a solid run there. Cam Denson goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. It's 1916 Cardinals. One of the many odysseys on this Ball State team. Transfers very prevalent for the Cardinals, 7 of them on this new team. Darius Woodson, he's on the right block, guarded by Denson, has to go back out to the perimeter. Straight away, he hesitates, swings out to his left. It's Dorian Finister, still working the perimeter is Louisiana. Jamyron Keller straight away, swings out right side to Finister. A 3 at the buzzer, he airballs, a shot clock violation on Louisiana.
Yeah, that's tough offense right there when and it's not necessarily like the defense was doing a whole lot, because the offense, how that worked is there were 3 guards along the perimeter, and they were just passing brush screen, and a brush screen's where you kind of just bump into the defender. You don't set, but you also don't just ram into them. You kind of just get in their way, which sometimes works, but when you do it over and over, it's a tough recipe to succeed with.
Very physical early for both squads. Caden Fish at the top of the key, hands off to his left to Elmore James. Near corner, Denson had an open look, drives inside, back out to James, behind the back to save it from going out of bounds. Can't quite get it, it's out of play. Out on Ball State goes to Louisiana.
Coach Lewis communicating with his offense. You got to set your feet before you just throw these wild passes, especially the ones who aren't guards. Some of the guards have the green light to go ahead and do their thing, but my goodness, the bigs couch, run, and then huck it out of bounds.
Like LJ, that's the 8th turnover for Ball State in the first half already. Downstairs, Kyron Ratliff for Louisiana goes strong with it. One of the few returners for the Ragin Cajuns, cuts it down to 1 in the first half. In his first appearance, Devin Barnes, top of the key, pick and roll back behind for Denson, intercepted that time by Dennison. Right wing, the 3-pointer from Keller swirls out, long rebound. Keller gets his own board driving through. They reset straight away with Laverne. Dorian Finister goes strong with the left hand. The shot clock down under 10 seconds. Laverne straight away, guarded by Denson. Pull up Jay on the left block, off the front of the rim. Barnes corralling it in and draws the foul off of the freshman Joshua Lewis. A loose ball foul on Joshua Lewis, a player that really it's the Quantis White effect for Louisiana, highest ranked recruit in school history. Not only that, he decommitted from Iowa to come join Louisiana.
Yeah, that's a big deal. We talked about it in the open and in the pregame, how important it is that they have a head coach that's an elite recruiter. And so if you have any sort of success, you're going to be able to convince guys to come in and play for you. So that's a great start.
Bounce inside, near wing, Caden Fish for Ball State. Guards off of Ratliff, looking for his first points as a Cardinal. Go up and over and draws the foul. Looks like it'll be on the floor. Against that time, Kyron Ratliff, like we mentioned. Caden Fish hasn't been much of a factor today, and mainly because of Louisiana's defense targeting him.
Yeah, Roen, when you think about Caden Fish's game, you picture someone who's a traditional 4, maybe, you know, a power forward, maybe can play the center every now and then, loves to get it inside the paint and go to work with his back to the basket, use his footwork to go up and under. Right there, he drew the foul. Plays the traditional 4, maybe 5, but you look at him and he does not have the height of the current 4 or 5, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that storyline develops throughout the season.
It was a 1-and-1. He misses the lone free throw. Laverne goes back outside to Olvera for Louisiana, going right to left. A fadeaway jumper on the right mid-range area. It misses. Mason Jones gets it off of the scruffle. Ball State moving quickly. Corner 3, Elmore James. In and out. Davion Hill fights for the board. It's collected by Ratliff of Louisiana. Just 5 minutes and some change to go in the first half. Ball State a 19-18 lead over Louisiana. The Cajuns looking for their first lead of the day, potentially, since really the first couple of minutes. Olvera's straightaway 3, can't find it. Ratliff offensive board. Back out Olvera. His three-pointer on the second try, can't get it. Another rebound from Ratliff. Laverne a jumper inside the perimeter. Another miss. Foul on the floor. Looks like it goes against Louisiana. Ball State's able to escape the jam, but man, what a stand for Kyron Ratliff of the Ragin Cajuns.
Yeah, he was fighting down low, and he never even looked to get his own shot. He caught that ball and looked to kick immediately, which he did find 3 great shots, so I'm not going to take away from that. I mean, they had one wide open three-pointer that missed, another that was slightly contested, then a mid-range that I don't think there was anyone within 5 feet of them. And so some phenomenal looks. It's early in the season. Shots won't fall like you want them to. No big deal. That's great hustle, grit, and just in general offense for Louisiana. That's what you want to see as a head coach right there.
Well, the Cardinals are in the bonus, so Mason Jones goes to the free throw line, makes the first one. One of 4 returners for the Cardinals. He was 57% from the stripe last year. Goes 1 for 2 as it's off back iron. Davion Hill bats it away out of bounds on that end line. And the Ragin Cajuns get possession, down by 2, under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 20-18. Really, defense has been the name of the game in this first half. You look at the score, and that really tells you everything. Jamyron Keller takes up for Louisiana, right to left on your radio dial. He controls on the right arc. A switch on to Caden Fish. Straightaway three-pointer off the front of the rim. Foul on the floor goes against Kyron Ratliff. It's these fouls once again hurting Louisiana. Ball State still in the bonus. Keep that in mind. So the Cardinals going to the free throw line.
When you have a small team like Ball State, you need to hustle and box out. When the shot goes up, find a body and box out. That's what they did right there. They were not going to allow another 3 offensive rebounds in a row. They put a body on Louisiana, and with that, they were earned with a foul because Louisiana was just overly aggressive. And so that sends the Cardinals to the line. It's a big deal.
Davion Hill misses the first free throw. Foul on the floor. So Louisiana does get possession off of the miss. A rare miss for Hill. He's not happy with himself, but it's hard to not be happy with Davion Hill today if you're a Ball State fan. So the Ragin Cajuns go right to left. It's Keller, guarded by Davion Hill. Cam Denson looking to check in for Ball State. He's at the scorer's table. Davion Laverne, chest pass to the left side for Keller. They empty back out to Laverne straight away. Olvera has trouble with the pass on the right wing. So the Ragin Cajuns continuing to work the perimeter. Olvera cuts in with the left hand. Spin cycle to the rim. Off at the front of the side of the rim. Goes out of bounds off of the Cardinals. A tough break for Ball State, but Louisiana another chance.
Another phenomenal.
And look at this, Quantis White wants a timeout for Louisiana. He did not look happy. I have to point out for the Ragin Cajuns, though, you look at their sideline, you look at their bench, everybody's standing up for the most part. That's that culture that Quantis White is looking to build at Louisiana.
Roen, you're exactly right. I was about to say, look, I mean, the energy that they are bringing, every single possession on defense, they have their hands out and they're ready to get a stop along the bench. Not only the players, the coaches, it looks like the managers, the GAs, everyone's ready to go, including Coach White. And so that's the culture that you want to establish early in your time as a head coach, and so that's what he's doing right now. But then you look on their offensive side, they've had some phenomenal moves and just have not been able to get the bucket. Right there, you saw great footwork, a pump fake, brings it right up and under, and then just leaves it too short. And so the past couple possessions have looked much better for the offense. side for Louisiana, but just have not been able to get things to fall. They will eventually, only down 2. We're seeing some really good competitive basketball.
We really are. And this broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or visit victorymuncie.com. So for Ball State now, 20-18. This is a defensive battle that going into halftime looks like we might have a tight one down the line. We'll have to wait and see. But for the Cardinals, it just seems like offensively, you said that they were streaky earlier. I have to agree. So how did the Cardinals kind of get out of that slump that Louisiana's had them in the last really 2 minutes or so?
Well, I think it's, just slowing down. When they're so quick as a team, as a whole. They like to get downhill and either kick or finish or try and draw a foul. And when they get screened, they are so quick to react. They just react where they go backwards or they throw it out of bounds. And it's just slow down, let the game come to you. When you're coming off that screen, know there's going to be pressure. Probe around and make a play. It's not necessarily all speed in the success side for the Cardinals. They need to slow things down.
Olvera, the inbound on the baseline, has it near corner. Too much mustard on the pass from Woodson and out of bounds near sideline. Ball State gets out of that jam once more. A couple of changes made for Louisiana. Todd Jones checks in. Also checking in, Dorian Finister. But man, another costly turnover for Louisiana. You look at that, that's their 7th on the day. Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. A 2-point Cardinal advantage. Ball State with the ball in their hands with Davion Hill. Cam Denson hands off to him straight away. Cardinals continue to use the perimeter to their advantage. Elmore James cuts in. Back outside Cam Denson. Davion Hill swings out left side. Mason Jones drives baseline. Goes strong and short. Todd Jones inhales the miss for Louisiana. Moving quickly is the Cajuns. Keller on the right block, back outside to Dorian Finister. Drives in with the left hand, a pull-up J at the MAC logo in the paint. It's too strong. Mason Jones getting the rebound. Ball State with Davion Hill. Spin cycle into the paint. Up, under, and through. The Davion Hill show continues for the Cardinals. 22-18, 3:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, that was something. He added a little bit extra on that, a strong step to give him a boost of speed. Finishes with the left and some. Very impressive.
Davion Hill, not your typical point guard like you were saying earlier. Jamyron Keller goes glass, too strong. A rebound for, wouldn't you know, Davion Hill. His third board. Cam Denson goes strong. Feet inside. James, he goes strong to the glass and up and in. Elmore James, the 4th for Ball State, gives him a 6-point advantage.
Right there, we saw some Cardinals in transition. Haven't gotten to see that much, really, from either side, and they took advantage of it.
Jackson Olvera on the far wing spins and gets a jumper off. 2 points for Louisiana. The Pepperdine transfer, Jackson Olvera getting it done. Juwan Maxey going left to right for Ball State. Cam Denson at the top of the key. The handoff to Maxey. He's double-teamed, but not before they back off. Denson driving fast with the left hand, draws the contact with the shot. So Cam Denson, another trip to the charity stripe. Last time around, he went 2 for 2 for Ball State. 24-20, 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Cardinals leading going into half. That could be what we see. I do want to go to the last time these two teams have played. And LJ, that's a trick question. These two teams have never played in their respective programs' histories. I find it interesting. The first free throw is good for Cam Denson. I find it interesting because Ball State, the last time they faced a team from the state of Louisiana, it was New Orleans back in 2015. And for Louisiana, the last time they faced a team from the state of Indiana, 2021 against IU. Only 3 times this century has Louisiana faced a team from the state of Indiana. Cam Denson misses the second free throw. Jackson Olvera goes strong to the basket and 1. 2 points for the Pepperdine transfer, cutting the Ball State lead down to 3. maybe 2 here if he can complete the three-point play.
Olvera starting to find his stride right there, and boy, that was pretty. The Cardinals with their 5th team foul. You look on the other side, holy smokes, Louisiana's doubled them with 10. I'm not sure if that's the aggressive play from Ball State. The officials feeling a little home energy from the Muncie, the local Muncie people, but nevertheless, both teams very aggressive, but especially the Cardinals making sure they get trips to the line. When you have a team that's quick downhill, you got to.
Well, how about that? Louisiana, they complete the three-point play. Now they bring a press. Ball State's able to get it across the timeline under 2 minutes to go. Ziegler, spin move into the paint. Up and strong, it's deflected off. Out of bounds on the baseline, though. Trying to save it was Laverne for the Ragin Cajuns. Ball State gets away with it, has possession now.
Ziegler with just one too many moves right there. He had him on the first crossover, but tried to bring him back with a spin move, and the defender waiting for him results in a sloppy shot. Cardinals catch a break getting this one back.
Here we go. Elmore James to inbound, left side of the basket. He lobs up top of the key for Cam Denson. 20 on the shot clock. Jawan Maxey controls a right screen from Denson. The feed off on the right side of the perimeter to James. Near wing, double team on Cam Denson. Back outside, Maxey. His three-pointer, wide left. Jones gets the rebound for Ball State. Elmore James, the response from 3. Can't get it to fall. Finister the board. Louisiana going strong with Finister. Coast to coast, stripped out of bounds by Denson. Out of bounds on the baseline off of the Cardinals and Cam Denson. A change made, Jamyron Keller for Louisiana. Checking in for Dorian Finister. Keller will inbound. On the right side of the basket for Louisiana. It's deflected by Denson out of bounds on that baseline. He was guarding up close on Keller. Talk about an aggressive play style for Cam Denson. We've seen it really all evening. Keller once again to inbound, lobs up for Joshua Lewis at the Cardinal head. Going right to left is Louisiana. Spin move at the free throw line, dump back outside to Keller. Guarded by Jawan Maxey, just over a minute to go in the first half. Pull up Jay inside the perimeter for Laverne, can't get it. Jawan Maxey for Ball State now, left to right. Just over a minute now. Cardinals not many possessions left in this first half. Cam Denson thought about a top of the key 3. He instead dumps off to his right with Ziegler. Controls with the left hand. Now left side, it's Jawan Maxey. Feed on the far wing, Mason Jones. He's double teamed. Has to go to the wing. Denson, 3, cash. Cam Denson with the triple, 28-23.
That one was made and gifted to you by Mason Jones. The step through off the double team, a strong move from the junior, gives the Cardinals an opportunity to knock down 3 and extend their lead, Roen.
28-23. Cam Denson has been stellar today for Ball State. Louisiana playing slow with 23 on the clock, 13 on the shot clock, now down to 10. Olvera strong with the left hand. Stonewalled by Ziegler, dump off to Laverne. James gets a hand to it, and he hits the 3. Davion Laverne with the foul as well, trying to make this a 1-point game with 14 seconds. The foul goes against Elmore James. Davion Laverne, what a tough take.
A 4-point play opportunity. Wow. Roen, how often do you see that? It's opening night, too, and he's got an opportunity to get 4 in 1. Oh, my goodness, that was tough as nails.
You just don't see that every day. Davion Laverne, the transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne, redshirted last year, can't get the and one opportunity. Mason Jones fighting for the rebound. Laverne comes away with it for Louisiana. Straightaway 3, gets a man to miss, goes off to his right. Keller a 3, gets it. 6 points. And at the buzzer, Louisiana goes into halftime with a 29-28 lead. If you're counting that as one possession, it's almost like a 6-point play.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better way to end the half right there. Oh my goodness.
Man, Louisiana, talk about momentum. Basketball's a game of runs. Perfect way to get some momentum right there with back-to-back threes. First off, Davion Laverne, what hustle he has. He misses the free throw, gets his own rebound, taking it away, prying it from Mason Jones. Man, and then you got Jamyron Keller knocking down the triple. 29-28, Ball State heads into halftime down by 1. We're going to take it to a commercial break. We'll be back with some halftime coverage. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
The best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information. You can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by LJ Shrieve. It's halftime here at Worthen Arena, opening night. Louisiana Ragin Cajuns leading 29-28 over Ball State. This was a half that was mostly dominated by the Cardinals. Louisiana led early. Ball State quickly took the power back, really in the first 2 minutes. Louisiana took their first lead ever since that point, just at the very end of the half, with back-to-back possessions with a three-pointer in a span of 30 seconds. So big for Louisiana. But LJ, all in all, what were your biggest takeaways from half number one?
Well, both teams played with a lot of energy and a lot of fight, as that's all you can really ask for in night number one. But you look over at Louisiana's side, and oh my goodness, the fight that they had on defense for 20 minutes straight, unbelievable. Yes, they did have 10 fouls, but they had a lot of heart, a lot of effort, a lot of grit, and that's all you can ask for from the first-year head coach and Coach White. Then you look at the Ball State side, and boy, they came out on fire from downtown, something I did not expect to see, as the team is built with speed, downhill speed, a lot of athleticism, length, not height, but they were knocking down threes. They were making extra passes, and then you fell into the middle of the half, lull, where both teams kind of make their own mistakes, some silly turnovers, some bad missed shots, some shot clock violations. But I think that also just goes to how good the defenses have been for both teams. It's 29-28, under 30 in the first half. It's been good defense, but both teams have had their moments on offense, and boy, did Louisiana have theirs right before the buzzer.
Hey, you look at the stats, some individual leaders. And it's no surprise for Louisiana that Davion Laverne is leading them in scoring with 7 points. This is a guy in the North Texas exhibition they had the most field goal attempts. Here's what's jarring to me for both teams. Louisiana, 7 turnovers. Ball State, 9 turnovers. These turnover numbers, you'd expect it when you see a score like 29-28 at halftime. both defenses playing physical and really ready to play.
Yeah, they are very ready to play. You could tell they not only were ready to play by the tip, but also I expect them to be ready for the next 20 minutes. I mean, both teams showed a lot of life, and I would expect them to have that. But being ready to play is super important. It's something obvious and something that a lot of people say, but not everyone doesn't. A lot of teams don't come out, and they are not ready to play. They do not know necessarily what's coming at them, especially early in the season. You don't have film to watch. You have an exhibition game, but who knows how accurate that truly is. And so for both these teams coming out ready to play, knowing their assignments, and then following up and completing them and following through with them, very impressed.
So how about Ball State? Here are some individual leaders. Cam Denson, 9 points. Hasn't missed a shot from the field. Both of them have been three-pointers. Has a rebound to his name, 2 turnovers. He's been very solid all in all. But then Davion Hill's the guy we keep going back to. 3 rebounds, 8 points. He's the point guard of this team. We talked about how unconventional he is as a point guard, maybe a little unorthodox. And we'll explain why here. You look at his build, a redshirt sophomore coming from Northwest Florida State, a JUCO school, 6'2", 225 pounds. That's not your typical point guard, but I think in many ways it kind of works to his advantage, especially with the rebounding numbers. Like today, he has 3 boards, which is tied for the lead in the team for Ball State. So Davion Hill, he's really been doing it all.
Yeah, he uses his size to his advantage, especially when matched up against traditional point guards, even if they have a little bit more height on him. I mean, he's definitely got the size, and if you have some aggressiveness to that size, you're going to be scrappy, and that's exactly what Davion Hill is. He's a scrappy point guard that makes plays on the offensive side. When the ball's in his hands, he's able to score the basketball. But on the defensive side, he stays in front of his defender very, very well. He knows his assignments, and he goes up and gets a rebound even when he could be the shortest player on the court.
With Louisiana, one of their top players, we were expecting to make a big impact, Jeremiah Evans. He hasn't really done so today. 2 points, 2 boards, but it's only because he's played 7 minutes. The foul trouble, once again, he has 2 fouls. The foul trouble for Louisiana, it's coming back to bite them. You mentioned it earlier, 10 personal fouls in the first half, something you really can't have. When Ball State, they were in the bonus, probably about with 8 minutes left to go in the first half.
Yeah, Roen, you're exactly right. And you look at what you just said, Jeremiah Evans, only 2 points to his name, and those 2 points, man, they were early, and they was smooth. It was physical, down low where he was isolated on the right block with Caden Fish, and he had a little spin to it, good footwork, soft touch. We were like, wow, I mean, that's the start that you want to see, especially from one of your guys in Jeremiah Evans, and since then, he's gone cold. The Cardinals have not allowed many paint touches, and I think that's one of the reasons why, is they just haven't been able to get him to his spots. And when you're one of the main guys for each team, and the opponent doesn't let you get to your spots, you're not going to have a whole lot of success scoring the ball. Not saying he hasn't had an impact outside of it, but scoring the ball where we kind of thought he would be one of the guys, he hasn't necessarily shown that in the first 20.
Remember, this is a part of the MAC SunBelt Challenge. We see this twice a year. So Ball State right now, if you look at their history in the MAC SunBelt Challenge, 1-1. Last season, it was the opener against Georgia State that they lost, season opener, as you see. And then they'll meet with another SunBelt team, and usually in about February, maybe even March, where you'll see with Ball State the last time, they played Southern Miss and got a big victory over them. For Louisiana, it was the same thing for them last year, 1-1. They lost their first game in MAC SunBelt Challenge, and then they end up winning the next one against NIU. Keep in mind, NIU, their final year in the MAC, picked last in the MAC preseason poll. That's something.
Yeah, they're not a whole lot of expectations coming into this year for NIU, but the MAC SunBelt, what a fun challenge. And it's not only for the men's side, Roen, it's also for the women's side. The Ball State women's basketball team is down at Arkansas State, and they are getting ready to take on the Red Wolves here soon. That tip is 8 Eastern, and so we are awaiting that one as we are at the half here in Muncie. And so both squads in action tonight for the Cardinals. We've talked about it a lot. Opening night for college basketball. Man, it is an exciting one.
It really is, especially when you factor in that, hey, I mean, it'll be going on after this game. Ball State women's basketball also in action. For you as a practice player on the team, what can we expect from the Lady Cardinals?
Man, they're an exciting team. They're a lot of fun. You have players from all over the place, coming from Spain, coming from France, and then you have a freshman coming from Indiana. It's you have your traditional squad plus a whole lot more. A couple transfers coming in, and obviously you have the same coaching staff that won the MAC championship last year, so they know what it takes. There's 4 returners. It's an exciting time to be a Ball State basketball fan, men's and women's side.
Yeah, you can't beat it. Yeah, the men's and the women's side, both with high expectations in some regard, but also very different teams. You can even say that on the women's side. We talk about the core 4 quite a bit from last year of Allie Becky, Marie Kiefer, Alex Richard, and Maddie Bischoff all have graduated. Let's go back to the men's side for Ball State. Under 4 minutes to go until we have second half action. Louisiana leads 29-28. I'm surprised Caden Fish doesn't have any points on the board, doesn't have a single shot attempt, not even a rebound, a couple of fouls on him as well. He's played 11 minutes. Louisiana has really shut down a guy that many thought would be the number 1 option for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they have done a phenomenal job. Every time he touches it, every player on the defensive side for Louisiana is completely aware who has the ball in his hands. They swarm to him. They force him to make a tough pass. They force him to go to the line and shoot free throws where that's not necessarily Caden Fish's strong suit. And so I think you credit that completely to Louisiana's side.
And before we head to a quick break, LJ, what are some keys to the second half for both squads?
Wow, you got to start with Louisiana. The hot finish that they had. Simple as it is to say, just continue that. I mean, why not? They did such a good job defensively. I'd say continue the defensive effort and then bring the energy that you've closed the first half with, a whole lot of momentum on their side. And then the Cardinals, well, they need a couple stops immediately because, like I just said, the momentum's on Louisiana's side. Ball State needs to stop that, get the ball back, settle in, and find their offensive rhythm again. Both teams, very strong defense. I'd give the nod to Louisiana. But then on the offensive end, even though they're down by 1, I think the Cardinals have looked a little bit better. We are in for such a treat here in the second half.
We really are. This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie or visit victorymuncie.com. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now. Ranked number 1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association, this is Ball State Sports Link with Sports Link Digital Radio. Second half action from Worthen Arena. Ball State trailing 29-28, just about to get started. LJ, as we take a look around the court, one of the most important parts about the fashion of basketball, it's the shoes. Come on, who are some players with great shoes that really stand out to you?
Oh, man. Well, if you're going to start on the Ball State side, you got to look at Elmore James. His shoes pop off the court. He has some threes from the NBA player for the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, his third edition of his signature shoe with Nike. Ball State being a Nike shoe, that team is rocking all Nikes. Those jump off the court the most, I would say, because of the pink and purple contrast, especially on the wood floor with the white jerseys with red and black trim. Those really shine. And then if you look over at Louisiana, it's a little more simple, not as crazy, but if you look real closely, he's not on the floor. Let's see. Yeah, none on the floor right now. They're a bunch of red and blacks. You have some Hardens. So yeah, nothing too crazy on the floor right now.
You know what, LJ? I can't be talking. I'm wearing the Adidas slip-ons right now. As we're just about to get started, as Ball State inbounds, they go right to left across the timeline. Davion Hill's in the jam right at the Cardinal head, mid-court. Devin Barnes controls on the right wing. He's in the jam. To the far wing, Caden Fish backs down defender. Up and under and through. Caden Fish makes his presence known. Gives Ball State the lead back, 30-29, right out of the break. Jamyron Keller, feed inside for Evans. One-on-one with Fish, stripped away by Barnes. Out of bounds, goes off of Evans in Ball State's control. What a great effort by Devin Barnes.
Well, on the offensive end for Ball State, their first possession ended with a Caden Fish bucket. Exactly what you were talking about, something that needed to be incorporated into the second half, and they get him started early.
Davion Hill controls. Only about 40 seconds into this second half. A tight one right now. Davion Hill's double team. Back out Caden Fish straight away. Far wing, a bouncer over to Ziegler. He's double teamed. Straight away, Hill gets a defender to miss. The first back out to Devin Barnes with the left hand, goes strong to the paint. Drives baseline, up and under, blocked away by Keller. Gets it back, a shot at the buzzer, a fader that goes off the side of the backboard. A shot clock violation on Ball State's end.
Keller with some phenomenal defense. Oh my goodness. He was the one that hit the three right before the buzzer to head into halftime for Louisiana, but then really just sitting down and playing some great fundamental defense for Louisiana.
That's that Oklahoma State type of energy that he brings over from the Big 12. Finister drives baseline, loses it in the process, doesn't go off of a Cardinal, so Ball State once again forcing a turnover. And Devin Barnes comes to inbound for Davion Hill. Cardinals lead at 30-29, just over a minute gone in this second half. Ball State looking strong defensively so far as Hill controls straight away. Now Devin Barnes on the left wing. He's way outside. He bounces it over to Caden Fish, top of the key. Drives in strong with the left hand. Goes glass. It's off the mark. Evans, great defense for Louisiana. Going strong, Olvera, pickpocketed. Mason Jones comes away with it for Ball State. Davion Hill on a fast break. 101 Finister, goes glass and good. Davion Hill in double figures for the Cardinals, 32-29.
Davion Hill coming downhill with a lot of speed and a lot of force. Someone that you do not want to be standing in his way.
Davion Hill on defense guarding Keller. He claps as Keller drives in. A pull-up jumper goes off of the back iron. Long rebound on the far corner for Louisiana from Jackson Olvera. Devin Barnes guards him closely. A double team brought by Fish. Has to go back outside. He's in the jam on the far sideline. Saves it from going out of bounds. Finister pull-up jumper on the far wing. All nylon that time for Dorian Finister. 32-31 Ball State.
Man, that one was pure. A lot of arc on it with a defender from the Cardinals to his right, left, and behind.
That was beautiful, LJ. Davion Hill takes a moment to hesitate for the Cardinals. He's guarded that time by Keller. Calls for a screen from Caden Fish to his right, draws a double team. Devin Barnes, left wing, feed inside Caden Fish. Spin move on the near block, draws the contact with the shot. Foul goes. It's the third foul now on Jeremiah Evans of Louisiana. Caden Fish shoots 2 free throws for Ball State. Let's talk about Caden Fish real quickly. Iowa State transfer, 2 seasons there. His freshman year ended by a season-ending shoulder injury. You can tell it took a toll on him from an emotional standpoint, but you wouldn't be able to tell just by talking to him. He's a guy that everyone describes as a happy-go-lucky type of guy, always in a good mood.
Yeah, he's a very jolly guy. You know,
Yes.
He brings a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, not only on the court but off the court. He's just if you're around him, if you get to meet him, you have any sort of interaction with him, it just brings a smile to your face. And that's someone that you want on your basketball team. Good character, good leadership qualities, but also someone who's been on teams that know how to win.
Well, he put a smile on a lot of Cardinal fans' faces right there, going 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 34-31 Ball State. Davion Laverne takes it up left to right for Louisiana. Jamiron Keller on the left wing working the perimeter. Lobs across court, right wing. Laverne had a screen from Cook, doesn't take it. Now Keller drives on the near wing into the paint, puts up a floater off the side of the rim. Long rebound that time for Jones of Louisiana. Olvera straight away 3 is cash. How about Jackson Olvera to tie it up at 34?
How about him, Roen? What a big shot.
Now it's Jawan Maxey for Ball State, the Youngstown State transfer, a senior from Detroit. Gets a screen to his right from Davion Hill. It's pick and roll as he drives in with the left hand. It's Hill, strong taken through. Davion Hill is height, 36-34 Ball State.
I'm not really sure how Davion Hill can see. It looks like that headband on him is covering in his eyes. And boy, he was in the air what felt like for 5 seconds.
Jackson Olvera, the response for the Ragin Cajuns, 37-36 with a top of the key 3. 6 points in this half, 11 points for him overall, leading the way for Louisiana.
Back and forth these two teams go.
Jawan Maxey at the top of the key for Ball State. Lasers over near corner Denson. Drives baseline. Back out Mason Jones on the far corner. Hill controls a right wing three-pointer off the front of the rim. The rebound for Jones of Louisiana. Moving quickly is the Cajuns. Drives baseline. Finister. Back top of the key, Jones. Spreading the love. Left wing 3, Keller off the side of the rim. Mason Jones inhales the miss for Ball State. Jawan Maxey across the timeline for the Cardinals. Drives in with the left hand. Back out top of the key, Denson to the cup. Swirls out. Cardinals had an opening there with Cam Denson. Nonetheless, Louisiana continuing to move quickly. Olvera slips and falls as he drives on the near wing. On the floor, and a timeout was called by Louisiana. How about that? Great awareness by head coach Quantis White to call the timeout in that moment.
Yeah, great call there from Coach White. Great awareness in his head coach debut for Louisiana. That's a big-time call right there, but also a weird spot to slip. It looked like he just lost his footing, fell right down, kept his dribble, and then obviously Coach White with the big-time timeout to keep the offensive drive alive with 23 seconds left on the shot clock. So plenty of time to draw something up and get an offensive play that takes time, but also gets you a good look. Both teams a lot smoother offensively to start this half.
They really are. I mean, we looked at it at one point in that first half. Ball State had only 20 points with about 4 minutes to go. Now you look at a 37-36 contest, where the second half, it's really been a whole lot of offense in the first 5 minutes. 16 points combined from both squads, 8 and 8. So it's really been back and forth. How does one team prevail?
Well, I think it's just finding their defensive identity like they had in the first. Both teams had a really strong defense, and I figured that's what they would go off of here in the second, but it's been both teams finding offensive rhythms, whether it's in the post with Caden Fish for the Cardinals or it's in transition and Davion Hill, and then on the other side, it's a really strong attack there for Louisiana. They're getting it done in several different ways, but then Olvera, the transfer from Pepperdine, we've mentioned his name several times, but boy, is he doing a good job at finding his spots. He did that towards the end of the first half, and it looked like he was getting to one before he slipped and ate it there. I'm curious to see how they come out, who they go to, and how Louisiana adds to this lead that they have right now. You can
contribute a lot of Jackson Olvera's success to a guy named Chris Hines. He trained him. Chris Hines was a basketball player at LeTourneau University, ended up being an assistant coach there. While we're on the subject of coaching, let's talk Quantis White and his journey for Louisiana. I mean, you look at all the stops he's been at, most recently at Houston, past 8 seasons under Kelvin Sampson, last 2 years as an associate head coach. This is a Houston team where, I mean, they've been so close. Last year, nearly winning the national championship with White on staff. But now you look at it, he hasn't been a head coach since about 10 years ago at the AAU level. Now you go from that to Max SunBelt 10 years later. What a crazy ride for Quannas White.
Yeah, it has been a crazy ride. You know, he's been, like you just mentioned, the AAU, and then all the way to the national championship last year where they were so close to winning that. But nevertheless, all those experiences have helped him and built him to be the man that he is today and the coach he is today. Having the experience of the AAU, the games all the time, and then becoming one of the nation's top recruiters, working with one of the best coaches in the game, he has all the tools to succeed.
Louisiana has possession, batted out of bounds, goes off of Finister on the near side. Ball State possession, too strong on the pass on the inbound from the baseline. And a timeout is called, it appears. So it's a media timeout with about 15 minutes to go in the second half. 37-36 Louisiana lead. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Hadassah Harris with CBS's WLFI 18, a proud SportsLink alum. Chirp, chirp.
Thank you, Hadassah. We're back in the second half. The Ball State Cardinals, over 15 minutes to go in this second half. It's 37-36 Louisiana. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by LJ Shrieve. So Ball State now, you look at it from a turnover standpoint. All in all in this matchup, the Cardinals, the turnovers have been an issue. We're looking at right now about 10. For Louisiana, 11, 21 combined turnovers. This has been an issue for both teams. It's tough to win ball games when you're turning over the ball in double digits like that early.
Yeah, it's very hard. Very, very hard to do that, Roen. And that was something that we briefly touched on in the first half, but also that's going to happen when there's two teams with a bunch of new players and you're playing teams that are forcing you to turn the ball over like both these defenses are, especially Louisiana. They do a great job, especially they showed that in the first half where they trap and then really just collapse on whoever was the player coming off the screen. They hedge it, and then they trap you, and they force turnovers. And so with that being said, they haven't done that as much here this half. But, yeah, turnovers definitely have been a problem.
They really have. Ball State does have possession off of the media timeout. It was a turnover on Louisiana's side that forced that media timeout. Armani Ziegler takes it up the floor for the Cardinals. Right to left we go. Juwan Maxey drives baseline. A floater on the near wing nearly gets it to fall. No foul as he falls hard on the floor. Jackson Olvera takes it up. 6 points in the second half. He drives to the cup on the far wing, goes back outside to Keller. They reset with 15 on the shot clock. Jamyron Keller, he moves towards the left arc. The feed top of the key to Finister. They hand off Olvera, right wing, guarded by Maxey. He's in the jam, 5 on the shot clock. Spin move to the near wing, to the paint, puts it up off the side of the rim. Jawan Maxey on a breakaway, draws the foul for Ball State off of Jamyron Keller. They end up giving it to Jackson Olvera. It looked like Keller was there first. So if we're combining first and second half, it's now 12 fouls on Louisiana.
Man, they are going to make the Cardinals earn it, Roen.
Yeah, this is one of those games where for Ball State you're going to need kind of one of those ice bats after the fact. Jawan Maxey, right wing 3, gets it to fall. Jawan Maxey, the Youngstown transfer, makes it 39-37 in the Cardinals' favor.
Back and forth we go here in the second. Exciting basketball and scoring at all 3 levels.
The feed inside on the far wing, it's Kyron Ratliff for Louisiana. Back outside left wing to Keller. They reset with Laverne straight away. Handoff. Olvera, fade away, and the foul at the MAC logo in the paint. Jackson Olvera is on one. He has 13 points.
Did you hear that high five that Olvera just gave? I'm not sure if anyone else picked up on that, but that was across the court from us to a player on the bench, and oh my goodness, just heard a loud clap into my ear. He is so fired up, Roen.
Usually that would hurt, but adrenaline with all of that in mind, I don't know if it did. It's 39-39, and Olvera can't get the free throw to fall. The Ball State crowd with a little bit of an assist there. Jawan Maxey takes it up the floor. We're knotted at 39. Another 14 minutes to go in the second half. It's Armani Ziegler, the St. Peter's transfer, in control. Bounces over to Davion Hill on the left side. He drives baseline, up and under to the glass, goes off of the back iron. Olvera with the rebound. Moving quickly, Laverne thought about a right wing 3. They instead reset with Olvera. Right side of the court, Louisiana working in their all black uniforms with the red lettering. Keller into the paint, to the near corner. It's Woodson off the side of the rim. Ziegler inhales the miss for Ball State. Davion Hill moving quickly. Cardinals reset with Ziegler. Under 13 minutes to go now in this contest. Jawan Maxey to the far corner with Hill. Ball State still working the perimeter. Maxey thought about getting a screen from Cam Denson, doesn't take it. This time he does. Back out Ziegler, left wing, goes between the legs, spin move into the paint, strong take, draws the foul! And the bucket for Ziegler. Worthen comes unglued for Armani Ziegler as he looks to complete the 3-point play, gives the Cardinals the lead.
Ziegler once again with a double or triple move. I can't necessarily decide, but making the defender turn his hips, and man, could not rotate them around the third time quick enough. Ziegler puts it up with the contact. That's what the weight room is for in the offseason. If you use it right, you're able to finish plays like that, Roen.
He's able to complete the 3-point play. No surprise he had a highlight play. He had one at St. Peter's, a Sports Center top 10 play. Woodson drives in near corner. Finister has a look from beyond the arc. Doesn't take it, though. They reset with Keller. Great defense by Davion Hill closing in the gap. Jamyron Keller at the top of the key. He drives in with the right hand, middle of the lane, spin move, fade away through. How about Jamyron Keller with the response? 42-41, Louisiana down by 1.
90 minutes before tip-off, that's exactly what that team was working on. They were working on the drive in, pump fake, turn around, knock it down, applying it here in the second.
Here we go. Ball State left side of the court with Ziegler. Drives in hard with the left hand, backs down a defender on the block. Spins pass up under, too strong, corralled in by Laverne. He moves quickly, almost into the paint, back out Finister. Straight away, 3, barely grazes the rim and goes out of bounds on the baseline. Possession to Ball State. That leads to a timeout. We were talking about hard high fives. How about the one that Coach Michael Lewis just gave for Ball State to his guys?
Yeah, that was well-deserved there. Barnes with the best box out I guess I can say I've seen all year.
You could say that.
Well, this is only the first game I watched a a little basketball earlier in the day, but that, including those games, that was the best box out I have seen all year. There was an opportunity there for Avera to keep that possession alive as the ball was bounced towards him, but man, Barnes did not want that to happen. And also, Roen, we learned a little before this broadcast, Barnes is one of 14 players in all of Division I basketball that is still using the quote-unquote COVID year.
Oh, man, that word haunts a lot of people, including myself. But that's crazy to think about that, you know, we're so far removed from that time. And, yeah, still in the COVID year type of era, you could say, with 14 players left, one of those being Devin Barnes. He got his start at the collegiate level. You go back to Triton Community College, followed by a stint at Tarleton State. Most recently, UTEP. Had 10 points per game at UTEP, a really solid Division I program. That's when you knew when Devin Barnes, he ended up being the second guy Coach Lewis brought in from the transfer portal right behind Caden Fish. When you saw the first two guys, or Caden Fish, an Iowa State product, then Devin Barnes, and you look at what he did at UTEP, you look at that and then you're like, man, Coach Michael Lewis has something special brewing.
Yeah, and they've shown it here in the first, although those two players haven't necessarily been the guys for the Cardinals today. They've shown it in so many different ways, whether it was that box out right there, whether it was communicating on defense, or Caden Fish bringing energy out of a timeout, getting a bucket down low to get the half started. Both these players are contributing in so many different ways and helping lead this Cardinal team as they are up by 1 with 11:35 to go. It has been back and forth, Roen. How fun has this game been?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. This has been one to remember for sure. With 11:35 to go, 42-41 in favor of Ball State. The Cardinals playing with a lot of energy, looking to start 1-0, something they didn't do last year. They fell to Georgia State. That was once again the MAC SunBelt Challenge, the battle for the belt. Really, with the battle of the belt, what you see how it works is each time every MAC team will play a SunBelt team, vice versa, obviously. And whoever has the most wins, they get the belt. So will it be the MAC? Will it be the SunBelt? Only time will tell. Remember, there are 2 MAC SunBelt challenges. One will be in February later on the men's side. On the women's side, same thing. We got MAC SunBelt Challenge tonight and then later on in February. Ball State has possession coming out of the timeout with Devin Barnes. Davion Hill takes it up off of the inbound from Barnes, and we're underway. 11:32 to go, the clock ticking in this contest. Cam Denson straight away, spin move into the paint, has it stripped away by Darius Woodson. It's out of bounds off of Louisiana on the baseline.
The Ball State team is loaded with guys that love to take a dribble and then spin real quickly going downhill. Sometimes it works. That time, Woodson all over it.
Here we go. Davion Hill to inbound, right side of the basket. Goes wide with it with Devin Barnes. Ball State resets straight away with Caden Fish, guarded by Evans. Fakes the handoff to his right and goes to the far corner with Hill. Hill draws a foul on Jeremiah Evans right on the far sideline. This is an issue for Louisiana. Jeremiah Evans, the big body, their tallest player on the team, he has 4 fouls.
Yeah, that's, oh man, that is never a good sign as he checks out now. He has not had the night he was wanted, and I think not the night a lot of that staff in the red quarter zips have wanted either.
Joshua Lewis checks in for him, the true freshman. Davion Hill for Ball State as he feeds to the top of the key with Devin Barnes. Works far corner, far mid-range jumper, too strong. Goes out of bounds on the baseline off of Louisiana, they say off of Laverne. You could make an argument that went off of Ziegler of Ball State. It looks like it'll stay here with the Cardinals. That was one in the moment. It looked like it was off of Louisiana, but obviously off of Ball State. It looks like they might be taking a look at it. I think they're looking to challenge this. So, yeah, Louisiana, now they have an opportunity here to overturn that call.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing, too. That was a close one, and personally, I mean, I guess if it was up to me, I don't love replays because they take a lot of time. But I think the sport of basketball in general is doing a better job at not wasting a whole lot of time with replays. They're starting to figure out how to make it quicker and quicker. So we'll see. It's a new season. Let's see how quick a replay review takes here in Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah, we saw Louisiana immediately. They made the symbol of, hey, can we look at that? And that's exactly what they're going to do. That was one where, in the moment, obviously I would have to look back at the tape, which they're not going to show on the video board because they don't want the fans to sway a decision on the officials, so they don't show the review on the big board. But what I can tell you, at least from what I saw live, it looked like this one might be getting overturned against Ball State.
That's your prediction?
That's my I guess so.
2025-26 college basketball season prediction board with Roen Elbert. We got our first prediction of the year. Roen thinks it's getting overturned, and Roen, I think I'm hopping on that train as well. Depending on the camera angles, we'll see if there is enough to overturn the call, and so I guess we will wait and see. As we wait and see, an update from Arkansas State. The women's basketball team for the Ball State Cardinals lead Arkansas State's women's squad 20-9 at the end of the first quarter.
How about that?
20-9.
Yeah, Ball State's women's squad having a solid first quarter. Love to see that. I mean, a big part of these camera angles in the review is the camera work by these camera operators. A Ball State SportsLink production tonight on ESPN+. I mean, a lot of great cam ops here, maybe capturing that moment. The officials, looks like they break away from the huddle. We await the official ruling. The question is it out of bounds off of Ball State or Louisiana? Call on the court was off of Louisiana.
They break the huddle. Both teams awaiting, staring at the officials. They're in discussion.
Here we go. They come out. And it goes to Ball State. The ruling on the court stays with the Cardinals. You know what? If you're a Ball State fan, that's one of those things where you're happy that I'm wrong.
Yep, Roen, you're 0 for 1 to start the year.
0 for 1. Oh, that's rough. It's kind of like when you fill out a March Madness bracket and you're 0 for 1 on the first game. It's like, oh, this can't get any worse, can it? But I think this is one where I think I'm happy to be wrong.
We'll see what they do with it. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Here we go. Davion Hill to inbound for the Cardinals, left side of the court. They feed on the left wing. Devin Barnes, he drives into the paint. Strong take, double team. Misses it all. Collected by Woodson of the Cajuns. 42-41 Cardinal advantage. Just under 11 minutes to go in this contest. Keller swings across left side. It's Woodson. Back over to Keller off of a handoff. Three-pointer from Woodson at the top of the key. It's offline. Armani Ziegler, the long rebound for Ball State. Davion Hill taking it slow, right to left, up the court for the Cardinals. Armani Ziegler in control. A screen to his right from Fish. Wide open Barnes on the far wing. It's quickly clogged up. Straight away, Ziegler had a look, drives inside to the baseline, up and through, draws the contact. Armani Ziegler has a trip to the charity stripe, looking to extend a 1-point Cardinal lead.
Ziegler loves those double moves. And with that, he's super quick, so it gives him an opportunity to get to the rack, and he's done a great job at drawing those fouls.
Here we go, Armani Ziegler. First free throw gets it to fall. So for Armani Ziegler, you look at his past. St. Peter's the last couple of seasons. 4.5 points per game in 15 starts last season for the Peacocks. Now playing in the Mid-American Conference. And he's able to go 2 for 2 from the stripe to make it a 3-point Cardinal lead. Ziegler is a junior for Ball State. When you got 7 transfers on the team, you kind of have to introduce the characters, and that's what you see for Ball State. Keller drives baseline for Louisiana, out of bounds on the baseline. Looks like it stays here with Louisiana, though. This is interesting. Yeah, it's a foul on the baseline, it appears. It goes off, so on the Cardinals, pushing off of Keller there. It's on the floor, so Keller inbounds, left side of the bucket. Under over 10 minutes to go in this second half. 44-41 in Ball State's favor. Keller, left wing three for Louisiana. He drains it. Tied up ball game, Jamiron Keller. Big shot. He has 10 points.
Keller, he's the one who hit it with a hand in his face at the end of the first, and right now just drills one. 99 smothered, it looked like it was on that one, and it does not matter.
Davion Hill at the top of the key, pushes in, goes off a defender. Davion Hill is ridiculous, gets it off glass, 46-44. He's got 14 points.
Leads the game in scoring with 14. Davion Hill getting it done from beyond the arc and in the paint.
Keller tries to drive on Hill on the far wing, into the paint, puts up a floater off the side of the rim. Long rebound by Lewis, a corner three from him. It goes in. The first points for the four-star Joshua Lewis makes it 46-46. It's a deep two, they call it. So it's 46-46. Armani Ziegler takes it up for Ball State. With the right hand, working across the perimeter. Bounces over far wing. Davion Hill backs down defender. Caden Fish the feed. He's blocked up. Nearly goes out of bounds. Fish saves it on the floor. A whistle is blown. Timeout called. Ball State is able to get it with Fish on the floor. But man, what a big block for Louisiana that time. A barrage of black right there for the Ragin Cajuns wearing the black uniforms today, smothering Caden Fish.
Caden Fish never had a chance right there. That was great defense. Good teamwork there for Louisiana. Something to note, though, we know that Jeremiah Evans has been in foul trouble. You look at the leading scorer for Louisiana, and he's got 4 fouls himself. We've mentioned his name often, the Pepperdine transfer. Jackson Olvera really, really strong here in this second half. But with that, he's up to 4 fouls. He's out of the game right now. It'll be interesting to see how much longer he sits the bench.
This is interesting. We have a little bit of a discrepancy here. So Ball State right now, it's 46-46 on the in-house scoreboard. And this refers to Josh Lewis's deep two, maybe a three, but on the live stats, they have that as a three-pointer for Lewis, which would make it 47-46. So we don't exactly know what the real score is, but Ball State's in a timeout. I would assume you'd usually think that the one that's in-house is correct. It'd be called out by now, but who knows?
Yeah, because you corrected that real quick. It looked like the officials signaled for a 2 as well on that shot. So, yeah, I'd keep it with that in-house scoreboard with 8:41 to go. It's all knotted up. This game's been competitive from the jump. You know, the Cardinals controlled a majority of the first half, but that was not, I'm not necessarily saying, you know, although they controlled it, they were not dominant. They were not blowing them out. They were not commanding, but they just had the lead by, you know, a possession or two and maintained that. Now, it's just back and forth, and that's how it's been late into the first and all of the second. Some fantastic basketball on opening night. What more could you ask for?
You really can't. I mean, it's been blow for blow second half. Ball State 18 second half points. Louisiana 17. They just changed it on the live stats. It was a deep 2. So the in-house crew gets it right, 46-46. So it was a deep 2 for Joshua Lewis of Louisiana, the true freshman. This is an interesting story before he even stepped on campus at Louisiana. In 2024, he commits to USF. He uncommits. He commits to Iowa earlier this year. He uncommits. Now he's a Ragin Cajun. How about that?
Man, I can't even imagine. The closest I come to imagining that is in the video game College Football 26, where I create a player and, you know, I'm getting recruited out of high school, and that's as close as I can get to Lewis's story right there. I mean, I can't even imagine not only like, you see it from a distance as a fan and you're like, like he's so indecisive and this and that, but how many things that nobody knows except for him and the coaching staff is going on behind closed doors, and what that looks like, we don't know. And so it's absolutely wild to try and put yourself in the young men, the young women, the young athletes, the young student athletes that are making these decisions that will impact their life for the rest of their life. And so it's crazy to think about how quickly his future changed and what he thought his future was going to look like. It changed so many different times. But here he is in Muncie, Indiana on opening night of the 2025-26 season, and he's making an impact.
He sure is, as Ball State inbounds left side of the basket on the baseline. It's Ziegler to inbound. Here we go, Hill, he drives into the paint, blocked up by Keller, it's a foul. Davion Hill has a trip to the free throw line, 14 points already for him. He looks to break this 46-46 tie for Ball State in their favor. So this is interesting now. 16 fouls for the Cajuns in this second half, 16 on the game in total as Hill heads to the free throw line for Ball State. He's 0 for 1 from the stripe today. His first free throw is off back iron. Davion Hill, look at the journey he's had. In high school at Newman Regional Academy, he was a 2-time Pennsylvania Player of the Year. Goes to Missouri State his freshman year. He redshirts. Last season at Northwest Florida State at JUCO. Really has a great year. He's 0 for 2, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and through. Doesn't get it at the line, but he gets it off the rebound and the bucket to make it 48-46.
He has been unstoppable on the offensive side for the Cardinals in so many different ways. He's such a tough guard.
Here we go. Keller feed inside for Ratliff. Gets one man to miss. Up, over, in the foul. Kyron Ratliff for Louisiana ties it right back up at 48. He looks to complete the three-point play and give the Ragin Cajuns the lead. With 8:16 to go in this contest, a change made for Louisiana. Darius Woodson checks in. He comes in for Davion Laverne. Kyron Ratliff to the free throw line. This is a guy, he's one of 5 returners for Louisiana from last season. The first free throw goes off the back iron. It's a 1-and-1, so Ball State gets it. Unable to complete the three-point play as Davion Hill takes it right to left, moving slowly for the Cardinals. Juwan Maxey cuts across. He gets it at the top of the key. A screen from Fish to his left. He backtracks to the far wing. It's Ziegler. Bounce inside for Fish on the far wing. Shot clock down to 3. Puts up a floater and through for the big man, Caden Fish. 50-48 Cardinals.
Boy, that was a tough bucket right there from Fish. He earned every single one of that.
Joshua Lewis on the right wing for Louisiana. Working the perimeter are the Cajuns. It's Keller straight away, feed into Ratliff, back out Woodson, his three-pointer, off the front of the rim, Maxey the rebound for Ball State. Just over 7 minutes to go, Cardinals look to pull away. They have a 2-point lead, 50-48. It's been a low-scoring affair thus far. Caden Fish straight away at the perimeter. He hands off right wing to Ziegler. With the left hand, he's double-teamed. The feed into Fish. Spin move up and over. Swirls in. Caden Fish is on fire. Gives the Cardinals a 4-point advantage.
Caden Fish finding his rhythm here lately. 4 straight points for the big fella down low with some soft touch.
He had 4 points in the first half. It's 8 points all in all for Fish. At the top of the key, Keller. He's guarded by Hill. He swings out to the near corner. Lewis drives in with the left hand at the free throw line. Back out, far corner. Keller gets a man to miss. The three-pointer. It's off back iron. Ziegler going strong for Ball State. Left hand, Maxey. No look pass. It's blocked away, but that's a goaltend. Cardinals get the 2 points. How about that? Ball State into the timeout. A 6-point lead. A media timeout called with 6 minutes and 26 seconds to go in this second half. Ball State pulling away a 6-point lead over Louisiana. It's far from over when we return on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Nick Yeoman from NASCAR's Performance Racing Network and IndyCar Radio, and a proud SportsLink alum from 2010. Go Cards!
You're listening to Ball State Basketball, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the arena.
Back from Worthen Arena, 6:26 to go in this matchup. 54-48, Ball State in front of Louisiana. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by LJ Shrieve, taking you the whole way through. Ball State, a 6-0 run to force this media timeout. And not only that, really have Louisiana back up against the wall.
Yeah, they are, and it's not necessarily, if you just are joining us and you hear the score 54-48, you're like, whoa, they aren't against the wall or anything like that. They're completely in the game, and that's true. They are completely in this game, and 100% that's the case. But the Cardinals offensively have found something. Caden Fish is feeling something down in the paint. He's found his rhythm. They've been able to get him the ball fluently, not forcing it to him, but just letting the game come to them. The Cardinals on a 6-0 run, and that's exactly what they needed. But again, Louisiana not out of it. It's only a 6-0 run. Very manageable. Still in this game, a whole lot of game left to be played with 6:26 left on the clock. It's going to continue to be an exciting one as we finish here in Muncie, Indiana.
Talk about a great crowd on hand. This is about as full as you'll see Worthen Arena, and I mean that in a good way. This is a great crowd.
Rowan, you're exactly right. We weren't sure what it would look like here on opening night. Yes, it's super exciting. Basketball is back. We're in the great state of Indiana where basketball is king, but then you also have to take into consideration it's a Monday evening.
Yep.
It's a work week. People have lives outside of this. Their kid comes home and is sick from school. So there are plenty of excuses not to be here, but the Muncie faithful have shown up and showed out in a big way.
Yeah, people have lives outside of this. If there's anything we've proven, we don't. We continue on for Louisiana. Evans in possession, right side of the court. Olvera back into the game. He's in foul trouble with 4 fouls. Tries to back out. Mason Jones gets a hand on it, but they continue possession. Louisiana straight away with Keller. 10 on the shot clock. Steps back, his three-pointer. Gets it. Cuts it down to 3. Jamiron Keller on fire. 13 points.
Yeah, that's a tough shot right there. Tough one to hit, tough one to guard. And that's exactly what Louisiana needed, a momentum booster.
Cam Denson, strong to the cup, draws a foul for Ball State. Another trip to the free throw line, the 7th foul on Louisiana. Unreal as Cam Denson has a trip to the stripe going his way. 9 points for him on the day, 3 for 4 from the line. Ball State takes an opportunity to meet with head coach Michael Lewis. So Ball State's in the bonus now. That's the big thing. And as change is made as Evans checks out. He coming in is Todd Jones. Jeremiah Evans, a guy in foul trouble with 4 fouls. Is Cam Denson on the left side of the court will take 2 free throws. in a one-possession game. 5:47 to go. Makes it a two-possession game with the first one in. Jeremiah Evans, they actually gave that foul to him. He is fouled out. 2 for 2. That's a big loss for Louisiana right there.
Yeah, and it's just been that kind of a night for him. A guy who has a lot of potential and is going to play a huge role, not the start to the season he wanted.
Todd Jones goes up for the slam and draws the foul as he gets it in. Todd Jones filling in a big role, cuts it down to 3, looks for 2 maybe. How about this? Todd Jones, a guy who didn't play in the North Texas scrimmage, but with the loss of Zeke Cook to your team, leaving the team before this game, someone has to step up, and it's Todd Jones.
Yeah, that's a huge bucket and also just a phenomenal catch. That ball zipped in there off the dish. He's able to bring it in and up. Unable to convert on the three-point play, though.
It goes off the back iron. Todd Jones, one of 10 Louisiana players on this roster who are homegrown talent from the state of Louisiana. Davion Hill, he controls for Ball State at the Cardinal head. He hands off to Ziegler straight away, guarded by Olvera. Jab step into the paint, up, under, tough take, and the foul! Gets it to fall, Armani Ziegler, 58-53. Not only that, but Jackson Olvera looks like he might be the one that got the whistle. We're still waiting to confirm. And looks like it is. Yes, Olvera, that's his 5th foul. He is fouled out.
Man, that is absolutely crucial for this Louisiana team. Not only did you lose Jeremiah Evans, who hasn't had a very strong night. He's been in foul trouble all night. But then you lose your leading scorer. Someone who's been so consistent on the offensive end. It's a huge loss with 5:18 to go.
Ziegler can't convert the three-point play, but man, was that huge for the Worthen crowd. Armani Ziegler on fire today for Ball State. 11 points on the day. Keller, he looks to respond with a three-pointer. Falling away, can't get it. Fight for the board. Davion Hill comes away for Ball State. Just under 5 minutes to go. Ziegler fakes the pass. Left wing 3. Oh, it swirls out. This Worthen crowd was ready to go off had that fallen. Nonetheless, Jamyron Keller, still a two-possession game, takes it up for Louisiana left to right. Dorian Finister, the handoff. Keller, left wing 3, gets it. How about that? Jamyron Keller with 16 points, 58-56. Davion Hill back the other way, right to left. Ball State playing it slow on this possession. Juwan Maxey cuts across. He's at the top of the key. Back to Hill, right wing. Drives in, left hand, strong take, floater, blocked away by Jones and out of bounds on the near sideline. Davion Hill not happy about it. Maybe looking for some kind of goaltending call. Not going to happen.
Yeah, that ball was in the air for a while, but I don't think it had the elevation. And that's going to be a warning to the bench of Louisiana.
Yeah, they have a lot of energy, maybe too much that time. Cam Denson on the left wing. Goes hard with the right hand, up and under, and the foul with the bucket. Cam Denson makes it a two-possession game. 4:10 to go, the Long Beach State transfer getting it done for the Cards. 9 fouls for Louisiana, 19 on the day. You can't make this up, LJ.
Man, 19 fouls and we still have 4 minutes to play. That is unreal. Unreal, Roen.
One of those things you can't write. Cam Denson, who has 13 points, looks to make it 14, and he does, completing the three-point play. 61-56, Ball State leads over Louisiana. Just over 4 minutes to go. Laverne, the feed to Finister. Goes in hard with the left hand. Pass on the baseline, looks for Lewis. He airmails it out of bounds. Ball State possession. Timeout is called. The Cardinals bring it in, up by 5. Coach Lewis is excited. Ball State, they can taste it, but it's not going to be easy. Still 4 minutes to go in a two-possession game.
Yeah, it's still extremely close, 56-61. But if I did not know the score and all I had was the ears to hear the crowd and to hear the way that this broadcast is going, man, I would think the Cardinals are running away with it. They have sounded very, very good, and also they have looked really good. Although it's still close, Louisiana is still in this game, absolutely, but Ball State is commanding, similar to how they were early in the first half, where it was a close lead they had, but they were in control. That's how it feels right now.
Back and forth we go, but Ball State, it seems like in this second half, especially in the last couple of minutes, they've kind of had the upper hand. It started when it was 48-48. Ball State had that 6-0 run that forced the timeout for Louisiana. And then you move forward, and the Cardinals have just upped the ante even further. We talk about all this, but then you remember that Louisiana, they're still within 2 scores. It's crazy to think that how tight this game has been, how great of a game it's been defensively. Ball State 33 second half points compared to their 28, and we still have 4 minutes to go. It was really a grudge match in the first half. In the second half, in some ways that's continued, but still it's been more offensive heavy in the second half.
Yeah, it definitely has, and you mentioned it just a couple seconds ago, but it's only a 2-possession game, and Roen, the way that Louisiana closed out the first half, well, if you're Ball State, you do not want it to only be a 2-possession game because they had a chance to have 7. They only had 6. They missed the free throw on the 4-point play opportunity. They had a chance to have 7 in a matter of seconds. And so if you're Ball State, you can feel good about it, but you cannot be content with it. And so Louisiana will continue to fight, although they are without, their most consistent scorer so far tonight, in my opinion, has been Olvera, but they're without him now. He is fouled out. They have looked a couple different ways, but when you really look at it, I mean, Keller has been the guy to go to for Louisiana. Catch and shoot threes, driving it and attacking the basket. He has been the guy that has had the ball in his hands, and they are looking to close this game out. They're going to need him to step up in a big way if they want to come back and steal one in Muncie.
Steal one is the right word, and it's a great timeout, though, for Louisiana to have this kind of break. Louisiana has 1 timeout left. Ball State has 2 in a game that looks like it may come down to the wire. It's a 5-point Cardinal advantage. Ball State, the 5 they trot out of the break. Armani Ziegler, Davion Hill out there with Jawan Maxey, Cam Denson, and Mason Jones. Here's the inbound. Ball State right to left. Louisiana brings a press. Jawan Maxey having trouble taking it across. Cardinals are able to get it, though, with Maxey, as now Davion Hill gives to Cam Denson, left wing. It's back out Davion Hill at the Cardinal head for the Cardinals. Under 4 minutes to go in this contest. Ziegler straight away, drives in, right hand, far wing, now on the block. He's double teamed, back out Hill at the free throw line, near corner Jones, a triple, Drano! Mason Jones, 64-56 Cardinals.
Mason Jones, the 3-year Cardinal, in the corner with a big shot.
It's rare you get me to get that excited, but Mason Jones getting it done, and he has hustle in the paint off of Joshua Lewis, a jump ball. They jump it up, and the question is, who does it go to? It goes to Louisiana off of that. But Mason Jones, ice in his veins, his first points of the season right there. Couldn't have come at a better time. In comes Elmore James for the Cardinals in for Jawan Maxey. 3:13 to go, 64-56, Ball State the lead. Dorian Finister to the top of the key, Jamyron Keller, guarded by Jones. Going right to left, spin move into the paint, floater, strong take, swirls in, Jamyron Keller, 18 points, has it back within a 2-possession game at 6.
Wow, that was an impressive finish. Mason Jones moving his feet, rotating the hips in every right way, but Keller gets it done.
And the travel called on Armani Ziegler. Louisiana, they brought a press. They And they were able to force a turnover off of Ball State with Ziegler, who was caught traveling there. Now 2:49 to go. The stoppage in play. Kyron Ratliff, he checks out. In for him is Darius Woodson.
Michael Lewis pointing out to Ziegler after that turnover. He had a wide open Mason Jones. Just slow down, calm down.
Here we go. Woodson into the paint. Off of Jones. It goes offline. Man, a good look for Louisiana. Couldn't get it within 4. Ball State looking for the dagger potentially here with about 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Up by 6. Armani Ziegler with the left hand. He hands off to Davion Hill. Hesitates, gets a jab step, drives in, strong take. Will he take the shot? Has it stripped back behind him, out of bounds on the baseline. Joshua Lewis, the freshman, playing solid defense for Louisiana. Lewis still grimacing a little bit. Looks like he took a bit of a bump. Elmore James checks out for Ball State. In comes Jawan Maxey. 2:12 to go. Louisiana makes a change of their own. Kyron Ratliff, he checks in. Looks like he comes in for Joshua Lewis. That is the case. They have 4 on the shot clock as of right now. For Davion Hill to inbound on the baseline, right side of the basket. Near corner, Jawan Maxey, his three-pointer. Cash! Jawan Maxey makes it a 9-point Cardinal lead. Just over 2 minutes to go. Keller, he drives, a floater, back iron, misses. Davion Hill in control. The Cardinals can taste it. Up by 9, under 2 minutes to go. Jawan Maxey drives in. He has a driving lane. Back outside. Cam Denson hesitates. Near corner Ziegler. Drives baseline. Up and under and through. Cardinals lead by double digits. Ball State running away with it. Keller has it tipped. Woodson, far corner 3, doesn't take it. They go back out. Keller driving in. Denson gets a finger to it, draws the contact with the foul. A shot in for Jamyron Keller. Say what you want about Louisiana in these last couple of minutes, but there's one guy for sure that has shown up. Jamyron Keller, 20 points. Goes down as the second foul on Denson. Elmore James checks in for Mason Jones on Ball State's end. Another change for Louisiana. Joshua Lewis comes in for Kyron Ratliff. Look at this Ball State student section. Shirts off, the tarps are off, waving them, trying to taunt Keller, making sure he doesn't complete the three-point play. He does. An 8-point game, Louisiana, with 1:19 to go. Cardinals go right to left, hard press, full court. Jawan Maxey takes it up across the timeline. Elmore James to the left wing. No foul called. They finally get it. The intentional foul goes on Davion Laverne of Louisiana. Ball State in the bonus. Keep that in mind as Mason Jones checks in for the Cardinals. And Elmore James, the fourth, heads to the free throw line for Ball State. Cardinals 1 minute and 13 seconds away from victory as Louisiana calls timeout. This was a game that just 2 minutes ago was a 5-point game. The Cardinals, they've seemingly put it on ice.
Yeah, they have looked very, very good, finding ways to score the basketball with multiple different players. It has been a balanced attack all night long for Ball State, and that's how they're finishing this one. Looking to close out the home opener and season opener in the win column. But it's not over yet. Only down by 8 are Louisiana. 113, plenty of time left in this one for them to make some ruckus happen here in Worthen Arena. But the Cardinals look very calm with really no reason not to be.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you have this great crowd behind you, the student section like we saw right there. The shirts were off, waving them. I don't think I've seen a student section like this at Worthen in my time. Sure, I've been here 2 years, but I don't think I've seen anything like that, LJ.
Yeah, I have not seen the shirts off, and it's a very respectable student section, especially like we said on a Monday night where kids have tests to study for, kids have things going on, and they showed up here in a big way for the Cardinals, have their back, and the student section going shirtless trying to throw off the free throw there from Keller. Keller still knocks it down. That didn't really faze him. Personally, if I was shooting a free throw,
yeah.
a lot of shirts were waving. I don't know if I could knock it down, but they have done a phenomenal job helping out the Cardinal offense and defense in every way they possibly can.
Here we go. Elmore James at the stripe. For Ball State, the first free throw is good. Cardinals in the bonus after the intentional foul. It's a 9-point Cardinal lead. A look ahead for Ball State on Friday. They take on a Division II school right here at Worthen Arena, Mansfield. Ball State gets it there with Elmore James, a 10-point lead. Louisiana now. It's Keller to take it across, 21 points for him. Lewis, right wing three-pointer for the Cajuns, offline, Hill the rebound. 10-point Cardinal advantage. They bring a bit of a pressure as Ziegler gets it across the timeline for Ball State. They have 3 on him. Mason Jones, he's in open space, gives to Cam Denson. Ball State just playing keep away at this point. Cam Denson has it at the Cardinal logo. Now it's Elmore James on the far sideline. He's trapped and they finally call the foul.
Looks like we're going to slowly let this game come to an end. I thought they weren't going to foul for a minute. They were just trying to trap, and boy, were they close to getting one. As it looked like, that was Ziegler who almost, stumbled backwards. He was on his heels, that's for sure, near the half-court Cardinal logo, but he was able to throw a nice one-handed bounce pass to keep the possession alive, and Elmore James on the beneficial receiving end of that.
Elmore James gets the first free throw. The second one goes in. 12-point Cardinal lead. Jamyron Keller back across for Louisiana with Davion Hill on him. He drives baseline, swings it out far wing Lewis. Backs in on Denson, drives middle of the paint, spin move, back out Keller, left wing three-pointer, thought about it, now he takes it. It's an air ball. Collected by Jones, saves it from going out of bounds and draws the foul on Lewis, all but putting an end to this one.
Yeah, that one was just silly. Lewis out of frustration shoves Jones out of bounds, and Mason Jones, someone we talked about earlier, he won't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but boy, his impact tonight has been something else. He has a free throw point to go along with his corner 3 so far, so he's up to 4 total, and that corner 3 was what helped start this offensive momentum swing for the Cardinals. And don't miss out on the Mason Jones defensive effect, because he's able to move his feet with guards, forwards, bigs. He has been such a contributor for the Cardinals.
Well, he goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but Ball State's still up by 12. Shot clock is now off. Play clock down to 20. Laverne, he drives in left side, goes strong to the cup, gets it with the foul. This game continues on. It's now a 10-point Ball State lead. Davion Laverne looks to complete the 3-point play. Cardinals, after the first free throw, looks like they'll bring in Devin Barnes and Jawan Maxey. I want to take a look ahead for Ball State. We talked about Mansfield on Friday. A week from tonight, or a week from tomorrow night, I should say, they go to Wisconsin. How about that? It'll be their first Big Ten matchup in over 2 years since they played Minnesota a couple years back. Laverne, first free throw, gets it to complete the and one. So it's 73-64. Armani Ziegler right to left for Ball State. He inbounds. Louisiana still pressing. Devin Barnes is fouled. We continue to play this game. It's 16 seconds to go, an 11-point Cardinal lead. We're playing this game. We're playing the foul game. It'll be the longest 16 seconds of your life, LJ.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get it. I get it. You're only down 9. You're in the game. You just converted an and one. But at the end of the day, it looked like they were ready to be done with this one. They accidentally fouled, and then, well, here we are, 16.9 seconds.
Here we go, Devin Barnes. First shot is good. Makes it a 10-point Cardinal lead. 16.9 seconds to go. 10 fouls on Louisiana in this half. Make it 20 on the day. Devin Barnes goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. An 11-point Ball State lead. Louisiana has no timeouts left. Why use them at this point? Laverne takes it up, moving quickly now, trying to get any kind of momentum. A 3 is rejected by Denson. That puts a nail in the coffin if it wasn't already there. And Ball State starts 1-0. (2025-2026) starts out with a bang. The Ball State Cardinals win 75-64 over the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. Year 4 of the Michael Lewis regime is off to a hot start for Ball State. The Cardinals excited as they mob over to the student section. Hype for the win. You can see Mason Jones, Caden Fish towering in there. What a day to be a Cardinal. Ball State is 1-0.
A lot of excitement in this gym, and I love the fact that the student athletes rushed over to those who helped carry them throughout this game. There's excitement about basketball in the city of Muncie, Indiana, and that was well represented here tonight.
Oh, for sure. You could tell by the crowd. And not only that, I mean, not just on the men's side, on the women's side as well. Ball State women's basketball is a hefty lead right now. You just look at it all in all. What an exciting time to be a Ball State basketball fan, whether it's on the men's or the women's side, really.
Yeah, it's super exciting. No reason not to be excited. The men gave you a reason tonight. The women on the road right now, but we'll be back here in Worthen Arena soon. November 12th will be their home opener. Exciting times. Basketball season has started, Roen, and it ended tonight with a W in Muncie, Indiana.
Such a big win for the Cardinals. You really can't underestimate how big this was. Let's highlight some key moments from this. It was that second half, the barrage for Ball State, outscoring Louisiana 47-35 in the second half. Remember, with about 2 minutes or so left, Ball State was only up by 5. But then it was that Mason Jones corner 3 that really, you could hear it all around Worthen. Such a big shot. Jawan Maxey got another 3 that put a 9-point advantage. That was it at that point. Ball State had pulled away. But you got to give credit where credit is due to Armani Ziegler, who had the and one, couldn't complete the 3-point play, but made it a 5-point game and really shifted the energy in the building.
Yeah, it absolutely did that. It was a lot of moments from a lot of different players. A very balanced attack, team win for the Cardinals to close this one out. You mentioned it, that Mason Jones corner 3 is the one that sticks out to me the most. And I think that will be the one that will stick out if they go on a run this season. That's where it all started. The Mason Jones 3 carried them to finish this one. Multiple others had a huge impact, though. Player of the game, in my opinion, Davion Hill. What did he not do? He started hot from beyond the arc, finished hot inside the paint. Physical finisher. That was a good time.
It really was. Davion Hill, final stat line, 16 points, 7 for 12 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. if you look at that stat line, you wouldn't say, oh, he's a point guard. No, not at all. Davion Hill just does it all. Unreal day for him on Louisiana's side. Not a lot of positives, especially in that second half. But how about Jamyron Keller, who had 21 points, 7 for 20 from the field. But in a day where your star player, at least the thought process of your star player being Jeremiah Evans, he fouls out. A guy that was your leading scorer in the scrimmage in Jackson Olvera, he fouls out. Your 2 leading scorers in the scrimmage foul out. Who steps up? Jamyron Keller, but it's not enough for Louisiana.
Yeah, it was a great fight throughout the whole one. You emphasized it. Keller played so well, poured his heart out onto this court. Defensively, he was all over the place. Offensively, he was scoring at every single level. It was a lot of fun to watch him perform. But at the end of the day, just was not enough for Louisiana to get it done. The Cardinals hang on, survive, and get a win. Unlike last year, they lost the SunBelt opener. This one, they get a win and help the MAC towards the belt.
Yeah, winning the Battle of the Belt is huge. Let's look at the upcoming schedule for Ball State. We mentioned it this Friday, taking on Mansfield. You can catch that on SportsLink Digital Radio, or you can come to the arena at 7 o'clock at Worthen Arena. But then you got November 11th, a week from Tuesday, at Wisconsin at 8:30 Eastern. We'll also have you on call on SL Digital Radio for that one. Then you got matchups with Little Rock, Indiana State, a big rivalry right there. So for Ball State, the non-conference, outside of facing a Wisconsin team that's top 25 in the country right now, these are very winnable games. And with the way the Cardinals played today, I mean, Wisconsin, you never know. You look at a matchup on paper, it might not look in the Cardinals' favor, but you really never know.
You don't. And that's the beauty of college sports, and especially college basketball. Night in and night out, it's whoever comes and plays the hardest, along with, doing your assignment. But it's who shows up and plays the hardest. That's usually the team that comes out with a win. The Cardinals did that tonight, and they get to go to sleep with a smile on their face with that satisfaction.
I think all Cardinal fans will. LJ, final takeaways before we head out.
Yeah, the Cardinal team came out real strong. Defense was impressive, but the thing I was most impressed with was the three-pointer. I did not expect that to be such an emphasis in the offense for the Cardinals, putting up 75 points, having less than 30 at halftime, finishing with 75, shows how they can score 3 different levels. They did that. That was my biggest takeaway of tonight's game.
So the final score here, Ball State 75, Louisiana 64. Cardinals start 1-0. And they help the MAC win the Battle of the Belt against the SunBelt Conference. For me, Roen, Elbert, and LJ Shrieve, it's been an honor to call the season opener of Ball State basketball against Louisiana. We'll be back in action this Friday at 7 o'clock against Mansfield, a D2 school from Pennsylvania, right here at Worthen Arena. I'm Roen Elbert, that's LJ Shrieve, and good night, Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.